Alright, this is a review on my DVDs for trade for sale and the matches in them. First is Taboo Tuesday. Raw presents Taboo Tuesday from I don't know, but it's before WrestleMania 21. Here are the matches. The matches are Triple H vs. Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship, Eugene vs. Eric Bischoff, loser unless he has head shaved, Randy Orton vs. Ric Flair Steel Cage match, Kane vs. Gene Snitsky Steel Chain match, Intercontinental Championship match, Chris Jericho vs. Shelton Benjamin, Christine Helms vs. somebody else, a lingerie pillow fight, and a Battle Royal World Tag Team Championship match, Edge Chris Benoit vs. Robbie Resistance, and DVD extras. This, I would hope for 2 figures for, because I don't really like the movie. Next, Unforgiven 2007. TLC match for the WWE Championship, Edge vs. John Cena, Kane vs. Umaga, World Tag Team Championship match, Spirit Squad vs. the Highlanders, Carlito vs. Randy Orton, Women's Championship, Lita vs. Trish Stratus, Intercontinental Championship match, Johnny Nitro vs. Jeff Hardy, and Hell in a Cell 2-on-3, DX vs. McMahon and Big Show. I want between 2 good figures to 5 crappy figures for this. This is one of the best ones that I have. New Year's Revolution, Raw, Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H vs. Batista vs. Edge vs. Randy Orton vs. Chris Jericho vs. Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels as special guest referee, Kane vs. Gene Snitsky, Shelton Benjamin vs. Maven for the Intercontinental title, Women's Championship match, Lita vs. Stratus, World Tag Team title match, Eugene and William Regal vs. Christian and Tyson Tomko, my Iraqi guy's name versus Jerry the King. I want to get 2 figures because this movie's good. Next, Armageddon. I want at least a good figure for this. World Heavyweight Champion Batista and WWE Champion John Cena vs. Booker T and Finlay. In final match, Kane vs. MVP. Last ride match, Undertaker vs. Mr. Kennedy. WWE Tag Team match, Paul London and Brian Kendrick vs. William Regal and Dave Taylor. United States Championship match, Chris Benoit vs. Chavo Guerrero. Cruiserweight Championship match, Gregory Helms vs. Jimmy Wang Yang, Boogeyman vs. The Miz. I want a good figure for this. Definitely good. I might not even trade this. ECW presents December to December. Well, here are the ones that they have in the back. The Hardy Boys versus Eminem. And an Extreme Elimination Chamber match for the ECW Championship. Big Show versus Bobby Lashley versus Rob Van Dam versus Sabu versus Test versus CM Punk. This Extreme Rules 2009, I paid $5 at the Salvation Army. It's WWE Championship Steel Cage match, Randy Orton vs. Batista. Ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Edge vs. Jeff Hardy. Triple Threat Hardcore Rules match for the ECW Championship, Christian vs. Tommy Dreamer vs. Jack Swagger. No Holds Barred match for the Intercontinental Championship, Rey Mysterio vs. Jericho. Submission match, John Cena vs. The Big Show. Fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship, MVP vs. William Regal vs. Matt Hardy vs. Kofi Kingston. I think it's some Umaga's last match, small shot match before he dies. CM Punk vs. Umaga, and hog pin match for the Miss WrestleMania crown. Santino Marella vs. Vicky Guerrero. Under ECW One Night Stand 05, Lance Storm vs. Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis. Three-way dance, Super Crazy versus Tarja versus Little Guido. Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. Tommy Dreamer and Sandman versus Dudley Boys. And many more. I want a good figure for this. The Rise and Fall of ECW. It's a lot of ECW matches. It is a 2-disc set. I was watching this with my dad. We took like 7 days, and we just are halfway of the first part of the DVD. So that will be in a good pile. ECW One Night Stand. I want good figures for this. John Cena vs. Rob Van Dam, WWE Championship match, World Heavyweight Championship match, Sabu vs. Rey Mysterio, the best match of the night, Mick Foley, Edge and Lita vs. Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer and his wife, Kurt Angle vs. Randy Orton, Balls Mahoney vs. Master Tonka, Taz vs. The King, FBI vs. Charger and Super Crazy. This I won't mind. These two I will not mind. The crappy figures. Hardy Boys Super Faith and Rey Mysterio 619. Both those. Don't mind. This Rey Mysterio's old matches. This I want good figures because it's the Hardy Boys. As you see, these are 3-disc DVDs. I will save my part 2. Here's XPW, Baptized in Blood. Beds of barbed wire and nails. So basically, this is all blood matches. I might watch them later. So I have Baptized Blood in 1, 2, and 3. I want some good figures for these. And free fall. Teenage tag teams. I want some good figures. Tag team Marvels Clyde Max One versus the Natural 6-size show cage match. Street Fight, Bingo Hall Brawl, Battle Royal, Border Brawl, 6-size of Steel, and Lax, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, AWA, James Gang, Team BD, Most Wanted. That's all of them. WrestleMania 20. Alright. I think it's John Cena, but this is off the top of my head. John Cena versus Big Show for the championship match. Batista versus Triple H. John Cena, but no. Well, that's all I know. Royal Rumble. MVP versus Ric Flair. Career threatening match. Chris Jericho versus John Holyfield. World Heavyweight Championship match. Edge versus Rey Mysterio. WWE Championship match. WWE Champion Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy in the 2008 Royal Rumble. My favorite Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble 2005. Triple H versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Last Man Standing match. Brock Lesnar versus Hardcore Holly. The Royal Rumble. Eddie Guerrero versus Chavo Guerrero. Rey Mysterio versus Jamie Noble. And Dudley Boys versus Batista and Ric Flair. Oh yeah, this one is 2007, but the case is completely broken. It's Bobby Lashley versus Test. Bobby Lashley versus Test for the ECW Championship match. It's Test's last match before he dies. Batista versus Mr. Kennedy. John Cena versus Umaga in the Royal Rumble. Another Royal Rumble. Ashley vs. Mickie James. JBL vs. the Boogeyman. Edge vs. John Cena. The Royal Rumble. And Undertaker's return. Kurt Angle vs. Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight Championship. No Mercy. WWE Championship Hell in a Cell match. Brock Lesnar vs. Undertaker. Trish Stratus vs. Victoria. Tag Team Championship. Edge and Rey Mysterio vs. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. World Heavyweight Champion vs. Intercontinental Champion. Winner take all. Triple H vs. Kane. JB Noble vs. Tyler Jeff for the Cruiserweight Championship. Alright. And that. Alright. Now, I'm just gonna show you the title and read. Oh. Never mind. Hold on. At the last minute, I'm gonna show you the front covers of the movies.
And very intuitive.